welcome to the October episode of Spartan Sports Central. We have a great episode ahead for you. We welcome Stafford football coach Tim Savanah, Stafford volleyball coach Ivana, and Stafford tennis coach Tim Wood. Our player profile this week is Spartans junior volleyball player Jayla Pratt. Welcome back to the show, Coach.
Morning.
All right,
How you doing?
Good to see you. So I know last Friday, you battled the not only the Elements and the Navasota Rattlers, but there was a whole lot of other, factors in that game. Tough loss for the program.
Yeah, with rain delays and stuff like that, you just try to keep the kids focused. You don't know how long you're going to be, so you just try to, get them in the locker room and explain to them the situation, and then try to keep them focused and we had to do two. So, each time we go in, it's a different scenario. We just want to get them understand that, hey, we're in here until they can tell us we can come out and play, and let's stay focused on what it is we got to get done.
Okay, so to the viewers now, our record is 2-5, and that may seem, like one thing, but it is kind of misleading because we're about 17 points away from being 6-1.
Correct.
So a lot of close losses. Do you feel like
Correct.
the kids can take those and build upon them and win some of these close games?
Yeah, I mean, the goal is not to schedule easy teams at the beginning of the year. We want to schedule teams that's going to challenge us. So we did that. We win a bunch of ball games, a bunch of close ball games. Had an opportunity to win several of them. Just misfortune. We had a couple touchdowns called back, and so that helps us. I think down the road, I think maybe toward the end of the year we'll start to reap the benefits of playing, all these real good teams.
So the 2-5, that's overall. So that doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot, but the 1-2 is what we're looking at. We have to win 2 of the next 3 to advance to the playoffs.
Correct.
Do you feel comfortable that we'll get back to the playoffs?
Well, I think that we have a really good shot. We're a little nicked up at quarterback, but I think he'll be able to get us through the year. We need to take care of business. We had a meeting this morning, and what I explained to them is from this point on, we're in the playoffs. We've got to play every week like we're in the playoffs. So.
And that's starting. You have another Thursday night game down
Correct.
at Barnett Stadium in Houston. You play Fur. They're a bit of a surprise team. They're 5-2.
Right.
They beat North Forest, who was supposed to be a contender, and they beat Hempstead, and they've got some other wins. So a 5-2 team. They've got the top rusher in the district, and Anthony Johnson. So talk about going to their place to play them.
Well, it's going to be a challenge for our defensive group. Whenever you have a good player coming in, you want to step up and accept that challenge. So it's going to be a big challenge for them. And then offensively, we've got to do well. We've got to move the ball and execute well offensively to keep the ball out of their hands. A good offense keeps the ball away from the other team's offense. So we got to do a good job of doing that.
Okay. So as far as the defense, I know you guys have had 3 games now or 14 points or less. This defense has been really dominant at times.
Well, we figured early in the year that they would be the group that carried us just because of the kids that were there and were coming back on the group. We were playing with 4 kids that have played some 30 ball games. They've been starters or playing since they were sophomores. Okay. So it's a lot of experience on the field, and then we've got some good young kids. The back half of our defense is sophomores and juniors, and they're really good kids, really young, good athletes, and I think they're going to be pretty good. So we thought that this group would be the group that had to carry us along the way. So this week is going to be big for them. They've got to step up and take care of business.
And then playing on a Thursday, you have another Thursday night game, the second one of the year.
Right.
Does that pose any challenges for you?
Well, it's unique for us because being a single district school, we are able to play on Fridays majority of the times. And in the other district we were playing all, well, the high school was the single school in the district, so all the games were on Friday. Well, now we moved to a district where there are multiple games on different nights. So we got 2 Thursdays, and then we're going to have a Saturday. So first Thursday was kind of a learning experience. I hope it goes a little bit smoother. We try to keep things as routine as possible. So this time around, maybe we can get into a better routine.
And a lot of people out there may already know this, but Coach Savanah was the Houston Texans Coach of the Week, High School Coach of the Week, and that means he's eligible for Houston Texans High School Coach of the Year. So Coach of the Week, you get $2,500 for your program, a $2,500 grant. If you get Coach of the Year, it's an additional $5,000 grant. So tell me about that honor, and if you were surprised at all with that.
Very surprised. Want to say thank you to the Stafford Cobras and their organization. They were the ones who presented my name to the Texans for the award. Just, you know, it was like I said a long time ago, this is a real big community, a small community, but they do a lot for each other. The Cobras are always there supporting us. They're there on Saturdays. A lot of our kids come from the Cobras. And it's, you know, it's really one of those deals where I can't take a lot of credit for it. Like I told people when we talked about it, I have a great coaching staff. Those guys work tirelessly to try to get us ready to play.
Okay.
And so, you know, I'm just kind of that guy in front, but,
sure.
You know.
So then we talk about Fur this week, but our next game is our final regular season home game is North Forest on Friday, November 2nd. And, of course, for those of you who remember, North Forest, we were supposed to play them in non-district last year. Then Hurricane Harvey happened, and we didn't play that game. So we're looking forward to playing North Forest as well.
Looking forward to playing them again. We were really excited about playing them last year, first game of the year. We hadn't the two schools. We started the home and away 3 years ago, and we went out to them, and oddly enough, we had rain delays when we played them.
Sure, the season.
We had a 2 hour rain delay when we played them, and then this time, this past in 17, the game got canceled because of Harvey. So this year we're hoping we can get this one in without a rain delay or.
Expecting a big crowd for that one?
I would hope, yes, being that it's the last home game for this group of seniors.
Okay. Yeah. All right, well, thanks, Coach. Appreciate you being on the show.
All right.
All right, next up is the player profile, Jayla Pratt. Stafford High Junior Jayla Pratt is a two-sport star in volleyball and track and field. She also excels academically. Ray Milano interviewed her this week for the player profile.
For many varsity volleyball teams, to find a star player that keeps the team together, you don't have to go too far but to the Stafford Spartans volleyball team and ask for number 11, Jayla Pratt.
I remember Jayla when she was a freshman, and it's amazing seeing how much she's grown and how she's taken initiative to get better with playing club ball outside of the season. But when I watch her, if she hits, I think it's the most beautiful thing when she just gets that kill. And I'm always pushing her to, you know, hey, you're the go-getter. You're the person who can change the game on this team. And I like to think that she buys into what I says. I think she believes in me as a coach. Our relationship is really close. You know, it's not just volleyball that we talk about. Academic-wise, I'm trying to keep her on track, and she knows that if she has a problem, she can come to me. But from her freshman year, she wasn't very tamed. But coming up now into her junior year, you can see where she's developed and she's improved greatly.
Coach Ellis lets me know it's okay. She really does. Like, if I'm struggling and I'm upset because I messed up, I look at her and she'll look at me like, it's okay to mess up. You have more points left. Just do better. And I feel like me looking at her, I need to know it's okay. And she gives me that any time we talk, through anything, academics, all of that.
You know, next year will be her senior year, and I really think with the group of girls I have, they can really go into playoffs next year. I think last year she didn't get a really whole lot of playing time. This year she's getting a lot more playing time, and with the experience of club ball, I think she has the opportunity to be that game changer that I've been striving for her to be this season. And I think as the time has gone on during the season, she sees that. Like, she sees the impact of, man, when she gets that kill and how the crowd sounds, I think she likes hearing that crowd every time that happens. And, you know, those are the type of things that are going to drive her.
Number 11, Jayla Pratt.
My favorite number is 11 because, like, when my brother played sports, his number was 11, and he was really good. So growing up as a child, I want to be his number because he was good, so I want to believe that I was going to be good with his number. Me and my brother have a good relationship. He treats me like I'm him, basically, in sports, and he wants me to be better than him, not him, but better than him. So when he comes to see me play, I kind of wear the number as if I need to play like him. So we have a good relationship, and he inspires me all the time. The best moment in volleyball is when I see a good set, and I know I'm capable of smashing it down. I just ready to smash it down. I kind of hold myself to a higher standard. I really don't like to mess up, but when I mess up, I kind of like exclude myself to come to myself and coach myself back up as if it was like my brother talking to me, honestly. I would say my favorite player is Sandra Richards-Ross, even though she runs track. It's not because she runs track, it's like because when I look at her videos and how she talks to herself and how she trains, I just want to be just like her, honestly, because she holds herself to a good standard.
You know, she has the opportunity to change the game. She is the player on the court, no matter where she plays at. She is going to be the one that's the game changer that I would trust to always give her the last set. If I need that last point, she's the one that I want to get to the ball, and she knows that. And I think if she makes it to the collegiate level, which she should, I mean, she's really good. I think that's be one thing that she remembers, that, you know, 4 years ago, my coach in high school trusted me to get that last ball. And now at this moment, you know, my collegiate coach is trusting me to get that ball. And she's going to remember that if she just does what she's always done, she'll be okay.
I tell myself that I'm capable of anything, and what I work hard to do is going to happen.
Many players will come and go, but today you know of one star player, number 11, Jayla Pratt. For Spartan Sports Central, this is Ray Volano.
That was a great story, and we wish Jayla good luck during the track and field season. Next up is Stafford volleyball coach Ellis. Coach Ellis wrapped up her second season as head volleyball coach at Stafford. The Lady Spartans hosted Fulshire on senior night last Friday. Welcome back to the show, Coach.
Thank you for having me again.
All right, so this year you guys had a couple of big wins over Wharton. You beat them here, and then you went down to their place and beat them. Just talk about those victories for the program.
You know, I would have liked to have more victories, but it's always great to at least walk out of the season with, you know, a couple of wins. My team is very young, so I'm actually very excited about the next season. I think I woke up this morning to see how many days it was until the next season starts, because, you know, I can't wait to get to work.
Okay, and then we had a chance recently to talk about your two seniors. I think it was Fontenot, and tell me the name of the other senior.
Wabioso, Chamaka.
Okay, so we had two seniors. They showed a lot of leadership. Tell me more about that.
You know, I'm going to miss them. Chamaka, she has a witty character. She's definitely a person that makes us laugh when we need it the most. And Kalijah, you know, I'll miss her team leadership. Even though she took 2 years off, she came back and understood what her role was as a senior and then as a setter.
Okay. So, any things that you take away from this season that you can build upon for the future?
Most definitely. Like I said, we only have 2 seniors graduating. I had a total of 40 girls between 3 teams, so I'm interested to see next year's tryouts. I'll probably have to make cuts for the first time, and since I've been here really in program history, what makes me excited, because that lets me know that more and more girls are becoming interested in playing here.
And then what about the progress that the team made from the beginning of the season to when you wrapped up last week?
Well, what I really liked is we had Coach Sanchez this year as our freshman coach, and that freshman team really progressed in getting down their fundamentals and their basic skills. So I'm excited to see as they keep improving over the summer and in the spring. And then as far as my girls who are returning next year, I'm just excited. I think now that they've gotten a taste of the varsity level, I think they want it even more.
So I know you talked about that freshman team, so your JV and freshman teams, how did they do, like, as far as win-loss?
Well, unfortunately, my freshman team, they did not win any games, but upon improving, I enjoyed watching them improve. Like I said, that was my biggest thing on the freshman level, is just to make sure that they're getting those basic skills. And then for JV, I believe they had a couple of wins for themselves, and it's the same thing, just improvement to build upon and them understanding what we're working towards, and that's them being on the varsity level.
And what type of things are you going to work on during the off season to get this team ready for the 2019 season?
To me, team unity is the number one thing that I'm looking for. They have to be able to work together, be willing to work together, and understand that each one of them is willing to do what they have to do to make the team successful.
Okay, so as far as who are some of your underclassmen that you're looking at for next year to be successful?
Well, I have Kayla Alexander, and then I have Jayla Pratt, who will be seniors. They've both been on varsity. This will be their third year coming up to their senior year, so I really hope for them to lead the team. And then I have a couple of sophomores. I had a freshman named Madison Collins. She was really crucial to our back row playing. I was excited to see her play, to just see how dedicated she was and persistent she was in that position.
Okay, so I guess as far as like camps and just different things like that and training, what type of things will you do in the?
Well, I'm actually looking to do something different this year. I'm looking to have a one-day camp clinical for like the younger group to come in on a Saturday so I can get them interested and started. And then in the summer, what I'll be doing is I'll be having another camp for our 6th through 8th graders, and then I'll be having a freshman camp. And the freshman camp will happen actually right before the season starts.
I know Jayla went to state in track and field, and then you have some other kids. How important is it for them to be active in other sports at the school?
As a coach, you always want them to stay active, and then for them to understand that even a month off can be kind of detrimental to their skills, and that it's a consistent thing, that you always want to continuously be doing something. That way your body continues to recognize what it has to do.
Okay. All right, well, thanks, Coach. Appreciate you being on the program.
Thank you so much.
All right, next up is tennis coach Tim Wood. Welcome back to the program. Coach Wood is a longtime tennis coach who lives here in Stafford. The Spartans competed in the bi-district tournament last week. Welcome back to the show, Coach.
Thanks, Mike. Always a pleasure to be here.
All right, so you guys just recently wrapped up your fall season. Any closing thoughts on that fall season?
It was a great building season. Even though we weren't able to advance beyond bi-district, we had a lot of key wins. Especially proud of our #1 singles young man, Leonardo Hernandez. He has come a long way. He won 2 of his matches against district foes, so that's really impressive.
Okay, so is this a senior-heavy team?
No, actually it's not. It's a very young team, and that's one of the reasons why we're building. We lost a lot of seniors last year, and so the bulk of our team is actually sophomores. We have a few freshmen and some juniors, but for the most part, we're a sophomore team looking to get better.
Okay, what were some of the team's strengths?
I think there was a lot of good team chemistry. They worked together as a team. They cheered each other on. Team tennis is fun because instead of everything being just on you and you're doing your individual thing, you work together as a team. Every match counts. So if you're in the last match and it's tied, everyone's cheering for you. I think the team chemistry was really one of the things that brought the team together to help make it a better year.
Okay. And how do you feel about, your foundation for the spring going forward with this team you had this fall and then going forward to your spring season?
I feel very good about it because it will be individual. Some of those players that really excelled, like Leonardo and also Armand and Sally and Jaden Bonner, I think they're going to do well in spring when they're just competing on their own. So I feel good about the work that they've done for the foundation for spring season.
And the numbers are up for the team?
The numbers are about the same actually this year, but next year I'm expecting a very large 8th grade class to graduate, become 9th graders, and I think we'll have an even bigger and better team next year.
And are some of the middle school kids playing tennis already?
Actually, our first practice is tomorrow. There are a lot of excited middle schoolers. There's actually 50 people who have signed up to play tennis, which is the largest I've ever seen there. And 2 of our young ladies and 1 of the young men are terrific players. The Carrera sisters and Andrew Kim both won first in district last year, so looking for good things from them again this year.
Okay. So, and you, of course, teach at the middle school, so you get to know a lot of these kids through that as well.
I do. It helps that a lot of them I've seen in my Spanish classes are just in the hallways, so it's a good relationship, and I'm happy to have them excited about the sport of tennis.
Great, great. So you wanted to talk about the, I guess, the shirt that you had?
Yeah, so over in Stafford Middle School, it is Red Ribbon Week. I think it's campus-wide. And so Monday is for representing heroes. Supposed to wear a superhero t-shirt. I chose to wear a U.S. Army shirt from one of my friends who served in the military to recognize the true heroes in our country, those who served in the armed forces. Thank you for your service.
Okay, well, that's really great of you to do that on, Superheroes Day. I know a lot of people do the, various superheroes that we think of, like in the comic books and so forth. But for you to think of our armed forces on this day is really, really something special.
Thanks.
So, so what are we looking at as far as the spring? When do you guys start up again? Who are some of the teams you're going to face then?
So we've cut back a little bit on practice. We'll just go for once a week until January when spring season officially starts. And our first tournament, I think, will be on the end of January, mid to end January, and it goes through April. That's when our season for spring is.
And where's that first tournament going to be?
We're looking at going to a tournament at Texas A&M in College Station. I think it's a high school over there, College Station High School.
Okay, A&M Consolidated.
Yeah, that's
sure,
it, A&M Consolidated, yeah.
Okay. So you're going to start playing some of these larger schools like A&M Consolidated and try to build some experience for district.
Absolutely. Yep, that's what we're looking to do.
Okay. Okay. So what else would you want to share about the tennis program at this time?
Just how proud I am of our young people. We've had some of them have shown up and showed some real student leadership. They elected their team captain, Sally Wong, and she's done a great job helping both on and off the court, encouraging other players. And it's always encouraging to see young people taking leadership roles on the team and helping each other and allowing me to step back a little bit and do more coaching while I have them do some of the leadership type roles.
All right, well, thanks for being on the show, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
That's it for our October show. Stay tuned in November. We'll have basketball and swimming for you.